You will never always be motivated. You have to learn to be disciplined. That quote might just change your life if you let it sink in. Imagine waking up at 5 a.m., not because you're in the mood, but because you've trained yourself to do hard things, even when it's cold, even when it's dark, even when there's 100 reasons to stay in bed. Now, picture doing this not just for a day, but every single day. And not just with mornings, but with workouts, work goals, reading, saving money, and everything else that moves you forward in life. That's what self-discipline really is. It's not about punishing yourself. It's about freeing yourself. Hello, I am Alloy, and welcome to Audiofybooks, where you will find excellent audio summaries of books in a very easy and interesting way. If you want to learn from new books, do subscribe to the channel. Let's get started with today's book. Brian Tracy's The Power of Self-Discipline isn't your average motivational pep talk. It's a handbook for becoming the kind of person who shows up, does the work, and reaps the rewards over and over again. He calls it no excuses, discipline, the kind that doesn't wait for perfect conditions or inspiration. It acts, it decides, it executes. And guess what? You don't need to be born with it. You build it. Think about Olympic athletes. Most of them aren't the most genetically gifted. What separates them is discipline. Tracy points out that successful people are simply those who have developed the habit of doing the things unsuccessful people don't like to do. That's it. That's the big secret. It's not some mysterious spark or genius-level talent. It's the ability to delay gratification and push through discomfort. So what stops most of us? Excuses. And Tracy is ruthless when it comes to dismantling them. I'm too tired. I don't feel like it. I'm not good at this. He calls all of it what it is, lies we tell ourselves to stay safe and small. He says, the key to success is to accept 100% responsibility for everything you are and everything you will ever be. That's a tough pill to swallow, but it's also incredibly liberating because it means you have the power to change it all. Tracy breaks self-discipline into 3 critical areas: personal success, career, and happiness. In every area, the same truth applies. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Want a better body? It's not about one intense workout. It's about showing up daily. Want financial freedom? It's not about one smart investment. It's about disciplined spending and saving habits. Want deep, meaningful relationships? It's not grand gestures. It's consistent, intentional effort. One of the most powerful concepts in the book is the idea of the law of control. Tracy explains that the more you feel in control of your own life, the happier you are. And what gives you that control? Discipline. Because when you're disciplined, you're not a slave to your moods or your impulses. You're in charge. Let me ask you something. Have you ever promised yourself you'd start a new habit, maybe going to the gym or waking up earlier, and quit after a few days? That's not because you're weak. It's because discipline wasn't trained. Tracy says you must treat discipline like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start small. Prove to yourself that you can follow through. 1 push-up, 1 page, 1 tiny win. And soon you start trusting yourself. You become the kind of person who does what they say they're going to do. That builds confidence. And confidence leads to bigger wins. There's another idea Tracy hammers home: the law of cause and effect. Everything happens for a reason. If you want different results, you must change your actions. Sounds simple, right? But this is where most people get stuck. They wait for external change before they change internally. Tracy flips that. He says, change yourself first, and your life will follow. Let's talk about procrastination, one of the biggest discipline killers. Tracy doesn't sugarcoat it. He says procrastination is the thief of time and success. Every time you delay action, you reinforce the habit of inaction. So what do? You eat the frog. That means tackle your hardest task first thing in the day. Why? Because if you can do the hardest thing first, everything else feels easier. And because that victory sets the tone for the rest of your day. Discipline also means saying no to the wrong things, distractions, toxic relationships, wasting time. Tracy says that success is more about what you don't do than what you do. Elimination is a superpower. But here's something beautiful he adds. Discipline doesn't make your life dull. It makes it powerful. When you're disciplined, you actually have more time, more energy, more freedom. You're not constantly firefighting or scrambling. You're proactive, not reactive. Tracy also shares how discipline creates compound results. Just like compound interest in investing, small daily actions multiply over time. 1 disciplined hour per day becomes 7 per week, 30 per month, hundreds per year. That's how books get written, businesses built, and bodies transformed. And when things get hard, that's when discipline matters most. When motivation fails, when your friends quit, when no one is watching, that is when greatness is born. Tracy shares stories of successful people who pushed through failures, not because they were fearless, but because they were disciplined. You're not going to feel like it every day, and that's okay. You don't need to. You just need to act. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about your future. So decide, right now, who do you want to become? Because the path to that person is paved with discipline. Remember, discipline is not a punishment. It's self-love and action. It's waking up for your future. It's choosing growth over comfort. It's you saying, I matter enough to do what needs to be done. You have the power. You always did. And now you have the blueprint. So go build that life. No excuses.